But are you starting to get concerned with what it sounds like the Patriots look like down there at camp?
I mean, a little bit, but again, I actually think this might be healthy for all those people that think they're going to go 12-5 or, are going over the edge. They're only going to be as good as their offense takes them. Those are the biggest limitations on this team, and they relate to the quarterback and the offensive line, which go hand in hand. And I'll add in the receiving core. I like Steph Diggs too, but we have no idea what he's going to be against NFL level competition when it really comes to that. I have a reasonable amount of confidence that Mike Vrabel's strength and their personnel on the defensive side of the ball, those two things combined, will generally keep them in games. But to win them, they're going to have to score. They're going to have to eliminate mistakes, and the quarterback is going to have to get better and stop being sloppy. So in some ways, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't think that just by Vrabel showing up that all of a sudden Maye is going to have all the answers. But to me, again, on some level, I think it's a healthy reminder of where they are in terms of personnel and experience on that side of the ball.
Look, now's the time to make mistakes in stadium scrimmages in front of the season ticket holders, practices, training camps. So that part, get it out of you now. And also, what can you do when you're throwing against two of the top corners that you have in the league in Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Dick? Oh, right. No, that pick six went to something named Alex Austin. And I sent you the clip, which someone was nice enough to post that was at that scrimmage. That was a smart throw. That definitely looked good. So, yeah, look, I'll just be blunt. Like I've said, I've been fair. The jury's out on the quarterback, which means he could be what you people believe he is. Or he could stink. So we'll see.
Do you think he could stink, Mazz?
Yeah.
I was asking Mazz.
So stink is are we talking worst quarterback in the league stink? I don't think he's going to be that. Do I think he could be, I'll give you an easy one, Jay Cutler? Like a guy with talent who never plays smart? Yeah, I think he could be that. I think the mental part of that position, because Jay Cutler had ability.
No, that's a good one.
He threw a great ball.
I can't see him. He throws too well. I
said that about Jeff George too.
Right.
But
that's Jay Cutler too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
They're very very similar.
Talent, big arm, hammerhead.
Exactly.
As opposed to, let me give you a different kind of suck. Daniel Jones.
Right.
That's who the running is what I say. Don't be Daniel Jones. Don't be a guy that can just run. And I don't think Drake Maye can because he's just too talented of a passer to ever be Daniel Jones. But he could be Jay Cutler. That's that brand of suck, Murray.
Yeah. So, and that's sort of the class, I think, of talent because I thought Cutler had an amazing arm. He threw a great ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did Jeff George. He threw freaking bullets. He threw an unbelievable ball, but he was a meathead.
Or Derek Carr.
Another good one.
Spins it.
Yeah, those guys
Does
can
throw
all
a nice ball. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, those guys can all throw a nice ball, but too often it ended up in the hands of the guy on the other team.
We're obviously going too far, but when you say he could stink, I don't think he could. I just think there's too much raw ability there, and I don't think he's that kind of dope. At least I hope not.
If we're opening the door for the possibility of awesome, can't we and shouldn't we leave the door of possibility open for stink?
I don't think he stink. I've closed that door, Murray, to this point. But could they be worse than I thought? The offensive line? That to me is, I heard him asking earlier, are you getting concerned about Will Campbell? There's some of the reports on Will Campbell. Concern isn't the right word for me because I was never a big believer in the player to begin with. So, it's not concern. It's more this is kind of, I don't know, this should have been on the table in your thinking. That he was, going to have some issues early on. He's had some issues early on. Or maybe ill-fitted to playing left tackle in the NFL. That didn't just come out of nowhere.
The line is just outside of him. It feels real patchworky. So this Garrett Bradbury, who most people don't like at center that they signed in the offseason, goes down. They immediately sign a guy off the street, so that's kind of a bad sign. This Morgan Moses can't stay in a practice. Every time you look up, you're reading, Morgan Moses had to leave practice again, so this is your right tackle as well. It all just feels like spackled together again with new names. So people are expecting, it's going to be better because it's new guys. Is it? Is it going to be better?
Well, the Will Campbell thing continued on Friday as well. Here's the big boy, Greg Bedard, on Will Campbell's
Let's
night.
also talk about the other thing. Will Campbell, it did not look like he had a good night. Giardi saw this. I didn't. He saw that on a couple of back-to-back plays, gave up pressures to Truman Jones, who Mike Vrabel earlier had praised for his work in the offseason. I would just say we also saw Will Campbell after that get some help from Ramondre Stevenson. Not the worst thing in the world, but I will say this caps a rough week for the 4th overall pick. I'm sure that will be a topic of conversation this week. Again, I'm not panicking. Rookies especially go through this. I want to see how he regroups this weekend, gets a little rest, watches some film, talks with the coaches. Let's see how he does next week. Let's see how he does in the Commanders' joint practice. And then I might start panicking a little bit. But, just overall, the offense, the mixed and matched offense under Drake Maye with Campbell out there, it was not great. And it sort of got worse as the practice went on.
Okay, that was Friday. And again, I feel there's a lot of the continuation of that today from just the first initial things I've heard from today's practice. Mike Giardi, who we mentioned right there, wrote on Boston Sports Journal up until Wednesday's practice of last week, Campbell had been fine. He's shown to be an above-average run blocker during the padded practice we've seen. And while exposed at times as a pass blocker, it's not anything I didn't expect. However, the 2 sacks allowed on Wednesday were concerning, and he was beaten on another play as well. Campbell had more issues on Friday and was beaten on back-to-back reps by Truman Jones. Welcome to life as an NFL left tackle. Who's Truman Jones?
No idea.
They call him the Truman Show. I've never heard of him.
Might as well have been Truman Capote.
So there's one thing you get ragdolled by Keon White. Then he was losing to Calavion Chason.
Yep.
Then it was the rookie teammate of his.
Oh, yeah.
The 5th rounder.
Swinson.
Yeah.
Okay. He was losing to him. And now it's Truman Jones?
It feels like everybody's beating him.
I meant to look that up. Who is that?
Let's look this up right now. Truman.
Harry Truman Jones.
So, the consensus down there, I haven't been down there. Maz hasn't been down there. Murray has. The consensus reporting is that
Don't be afraid to go down there.
he's had trouble. I'm terrified. I want to get called up to an owner's box or something. I would like it right where I am. That he's struggled at times. Everyone couches it as there's nothing to be concerned about. It's early. It's not panic. Like everyone tags that on because I think they don't want to hear on Twitter from fans.
Says here he was a practice squad member of the Chiefs. So, hey, that's coming from good stock. Chiefs.
You know where he went to college?
Westminster. Don't they put on the
Dog show?
That's Georgia. That's where he's from.
Oh.
Where do you go? The UW?
Harvard.
Oh, God. So now he's losing to Harvard kids?
Uh-huh.
Ay, ay, ay. So I started to ask this last week. I wonder if it's at all on the table. If they are hell-bent on Will Campbell being their opening day left tackle, no matter whether he looks the part or not. I think you would say last week he did not look the part. I think that's been a consensus opinion of the guys down there. And they'll all tell you in the next round, it's early, it doesn't mean anything, don't know what, but I wonder, and it's the first thing I thought of, are they hell-bent on doing it? And I don't know if I love the approach. It doesn't feel to me like Will Campbell's competing against anyone. It feels like they just handed him the job the second he was drafted. And whether he's doing well or not, no one is threatening that spot. I heard Vrabel say the other day he's earned it. Like how, when, where, at what point? Because starting in rookie camp, he was the first team left tackle, and then the first OTAs, he was a first team left tackle. No one else is rep there. What has he earned? Feels like they've handed it to him and are just doing that. Now, Vidarian Lowe has been hurt, and they haven't. So I wonder when Lowe comes back, do they start rotating him in at left tackle? That's still on the board. We started to talk about that last week, and after Friday, after 2 more practices, after our final show, I think that's even more on the table.